What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us on another episode. If you're new here, karibu sana. My name is Rozitta. In case you're new and you haven't subscribed, tafadhali, be sure to subscribe by the end of this episode because we know you are going to love our content. Today, I have an amazing co-host whom I've worked with before on her channel. We've done several episodes, and today she's here on my channel, and I believe you are going to enjoy her. So I will invite her to introduce herself. Karibu.
Asante sana. It's another great opportunity to be back here to reunite. I think the last time we did an episode together was last year, January.
I think it was January.
Yes, it was an episode about PKs.
Yes,
so that's
PKs.
one common thing we share. But I'm grateful for the opportunity. My name is let me just use my brand name. I go by the name Nonni Muthoni on the social streets. I'm a digital content creator. I do something similar to what Rozitta is doing. I'm also a creative photographer, and I also in the corporate world.
Amazing.
Yes. Other than that, I'm also a student. But above all, I am a child of God.
Amen.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
I'm so excited to have you because I know we have a lot to share on today's episode.
Yes.
And there's something that has come to my mind and it has just escaped. What was it? Do you know that feeling when something comes to you?
In a second it just goes and you have to spend the rest of your
time. What did I want to talk about? Oh, okay.
It will come.
No problem. So on today's episode, we'll be sharing about sexism, and we'll be sharing particularly on behaviors we consider sexist. So we are going to be shedding light on some of those things that people do out there without thinking much about, yet they are very sensitive and sexist. And because we are women, of course, we'll be talking about sexist behaviors toward women, and maybe if I get men who are interested in this conversation, I can do for the men now. But today we'll be focusing on women. So you're ready to do this?
I am very, very ready. It's a very sensitive topic.
It is.
I think when the time you reached out to me and you're like, can we talk about this issue? I was like, oh my god, Nonni Rozitta, you've called me to talk about sexism. But I realized actually there are things we have encountered or we have gone through that we didn't know they were that thing. And so when I was even going to research, I was like, so these are things that actually do happen. Maybe either we have overlooked them. Maybe we have tumezizoea, but we didn't even know, in the name of maybe stereotyping and things like that.
We call them normal.
They've been normalized actually. That's the word. So I think it's a great thing to talk about. We are definitely not sharing as experts. We are not experts in this topic.
We are not.
So we're just sharing in our experiences, the things we have seen, we have heard about, experienced even personally. So we are not counselors. We are not from the organization of, I don't know, whatever. But I think that makes more sense as to why we have the comment section. So you can definitely also indulge with us. And let's have a conversation about this.
True. And also, we are not trying to color all men as sexist. No, we have very great men in our lives. Both our dads are men of God. So we have great men in our lives. So we are not trying to say that men are dangerous and sexist. No, we are just sharing.
They actually face sexism.
They also do. They really do. So I hope we've cleared that up. In case you're coming from Nonni Muthoni's channel to watch part 1, because part 2 will be on her channel. Karibu sana. I'm Rozitta.
And I'm Nonni.
So let's begin by defining. Probably there's someone who doesn't know what is sexism.
I think it's very important to define. Ndio mtu asifikirie hapo. Mbona Rozitta na Nonni wanaongelea kuhusu sex na hata wajolewa. People just ignorant. So like, because they don't understand, so they think it's the what did you used to call it in high school? Let me use the proper one. There's this word we used to call sex in biology.
Copulation?
Is it copulation or conjugation? Something of this. I don't know.
What is biology?
But you guys know what you're talking about. So if you're not talking about sex, the intercourse thing. But I think now that makes more sense as to why we should begin by defining what sexism is.
You want to define it?
Yes, no problem. I think from my understanding and also what I've researched on, sexism is discrimination against a gender.
Yes.
So it's actually not one gender.
Yeah.
And while I was doing my research, I remembered a book written by Miles Monroe that's called Understanding the Purpose of Men. And he also borrows a bit of history about the kind of setup that men grew up, the aspect of traditionalism and all that, and now how sexism came about. And so it's discrimination or considering a certain gender more inferior than the other.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but I think when you look at the history of sexism and how it came about, back in the day, a lot of it was against women. So that's why even today, when somebody just says sexism, the mind just goes to women. Exactly. But in true sense, even men undergo sexism.
True.
Yeah. So it's basically discrimination against any gender. Yeah.
Treating it as more inferior than the other.
Yeah.
And from our research, we found out that there are different types of sexism. 6 particularly that we found. We can share them. The first one was hostile sexism.
Yeah.
For hostile sexism, it's a type that is very extreme, violent, and it's actually the root cause of gender-based violence. It includes things such as misogyny. And it's very common, especially when... Oh, sorry.
Please explain.
Sorry.
What is misogyny?
Okay, misogyny is hatred toward women.
Exactly.
So remember we are talking about sexism towards women. That's why I probably have gone into that direction. So misogyny is an example of hostile sexism. The other type is
the middle one,
benevolent.
Benevolent, yes. Which is it the one that's the balance?
The innocent. It's the
So it's the one that is a bit subtle, if I'm to say that.
Yes.
So because of maybe women in their innocence or how do I put it?
Treating women as innocent, pure, fragile.
Exactly.
So it's a more common form of sexism in society.
Exactly.
Because it's hidden as a compliment.
Yet anybody can be innocent, anybody can be fragile. It doesn't have to be women only. Exactly. So it's a very subtle form. Sometimes it seems like you're being good, you're being caring, but it's a form of sexism. Actually, these things you may actually not know because maybe we've been brought up thinking this is how you should treat a woman. They're more, you should take care of them more because they're more. But a woman can really be strong on herself. Not that we also here being very realistic more. But I think that regarding somebody as, because of them being a woman, now they are to be very like a baby. So it's a form of sexism as well.
And I think it's more rampant. Rampant. It's rampant in society, and this is something I think I've also experienced like every single day. Because you're a woman, you shouldn't be carrying heavy things. Because you're a woman, you shouldn't be doing this.
Exactly.
It's sexist because it includes that statement because you're a woman.
Exactly.
You see? So that's the second type of sexism. And the third one is ambivalent, which is hapo katikati. It's balancing hostile and benevolent. And for this one, research explains that the plan A is that a man treats you as very caring, very innocent in exchange for your submission. Failure to which they induce hostile sexism. So it's you have to be good to me. If you don't do that,
then I will be hostile to you.
So I hope
it's a mix of the two.
I hope we've made sense. Those are the main ones. And I think from there we can start sharing from our experiences.
But again, before we go to the behaviors, there's two things I think I was sharing with you before that I think are very important for people to have an understanding about before they categorize everything as sexism. I think first let me begin by saying there is a difference between sexism and the respect for natural gender differences. Just how God created us. Like God made man and woman different from each other.
Yes.
But this is for the purpose of complementing one another. That in your weaknesses, I can be strong for you, and in my just it's a balance, somehow like a balance of the two.
Yeah.
So that, can you imagine how boring the world would be if we are all women? Like everybody was just a woman, or how boring it would be if they were just men. So I think God, in his diversity and his works of beauty, he saw how important it is to have these two different genders. And so, because somebody is a man or a woman, that doesn't mean that they should be treated differently, or because they have different differences because they have different roles, doesn't mean that they are sexist. And the same is also true, because there's some attributes of sexism that we look at, and just like we were saying, I think it's with a benevolent one, that because somebody is of this gender, they should be doing this. So for example, like masculinity is meant for men, because that's how God created them. They have the muscles, they have strength, but women, not that we don't have strength, not that we can't build muscle, but it's in a man's duty to be more of the person who is, I don't want to say heavy, I don't know, but they more or less occupy that role because that's how they have been created by God. I think that's it's important to understand. And then the other thing, I think there's a difference between there's this aspect of equality, being seen as equal, and I was actually reading somewhere that equality is very different from sameness.
That's deep.
So equality, yes. So we normally say, well, we are both believers, so a lot of what we're going to also be sharing about is based off of our faith. That God sees us as equal, right? So we are all, in the eyes of God, we are equal. No gender is above the other. But we are not the same. Let me give a good example of like a weighing scale. So you have meat 1 kg and you have cotton 1 kg. They weigh the same, but they are different. You get? So equality is not sameness. Yes. As much as we are being called to be equal, to treat each other equally, let's remember there are differences between one another, and how
we can
God
never be same.
Exactly.
Men and women can never be same.
And that is not sexism. That is just how God has created us to be, to serve different functions in order for us to complement.
That was good of you to clarify and make us understand.
Yes.
Thank you.
So now we can dive in now into the behaviors that we consider sexist.
Okay. You wanna go first?
Yes. Okay. No problem.
I
think one behavior I'd say we consider sexist is something as simple as speech. How we talk, the things we say. And I think the first time when we were talking about this topic, it was as a result of something that was said that has been actually normalized in Kenya. And it was this thing of Kwani Mimi ni Mwanamke.
Oh my
I think
goodness.
you all so it has been made in such a way, and there's a lot of power in the tongue.
Yes.
And so people just say things in all lightness. Things are just said in memes, and they have been normalized under jokes and memes that we do not realize actually how serious these things are, because the more we say them, the more we call them into manifestation.
And we normalize them without knowing their consequences, harmful consequences of normalizing that. And that trend was really, it's really annoying.
Yes.
Because think of this young boy who is doing something and then comes across a Kwani Sisi ni Wanawake, and they are taught you're not supposed to be doing this.
Yes. So it's like something that is, and I think when I was listening to the original clip, I don't know what made this man say that. I didn't get to understand it. But I think it's what they mean is, if something is weak, like if it's a weak action, it's for women. Like, it doesn't look gangster, or it doesn't look cool,
masculine,
quote unquote. So I can't, like, I am broke. Kwani mimi ni mwanamke. And then you're like, kwani women are supposed to be the ones who are broke or what?
Oh my goodness.
I can't use the stairs. Nitapanda na hizi rails.
Kwani
mimi ni mwanamke.
I know. We are laughing, but
it's very serious.
It's serious, and then it's like it's a software that is being installed in the younger generation. They will grow up knowing anything weak is for
It's for
women.
women.
And you see, these things that have been termed as weak, they're not really weak. It's
not.
normal to use the stairs to get to your house. Come on.
Yeah.
It's normal to use the bridge to cross.
But somebody would walk in matope swam so that they don't
just
look like
because they are men. You know,
exactly.
It's really annoying. And I think the danger of Kwani Sisi ni Wanawake is that men they're intoxicating themselves with behaviors that are going to harm
themselves.
You're getting. Yes, so at the end of the day, we have men who have intoxicated themselves. And
at the end of the day, doesn't help.
Yeah. So if society has intoxicated men, how are we going to have a healthy society? Exactly. It doesn't make sense at all.
I think another example that I still want to add to speech is the well-known phrase of men are trash.
Oh.
That's another one. And still now, this one will defend the men. Not defend the men, but it's sexism towards men. As I was saying earlier, there's so much power in the tongue that in saying such statements, you end up sowing seeds of brokenness among men. And not just to that particular generation at that time. Even, even when God was creating the earth, he called things to be. Like, let there be, let there be, let there be. So you say men are trash, you know what's going to happen? They're going to be end up.
They'll have to act like trash to prove you right.
Exactly. So, I mean, they will pick up that. I think it's very important for us to take care of the things that we let out of our mouth, because they can really, we are sowing seeds that we will not be ready to, go back and rectify.
Yeah.
I used to have a friend in campus, now because of that men are trash thing. I think she went through a lot of experience that men disappointed her and she was not getting what she expected. And so one day she said, everyone is trash. You just need to pick your garbage right. And I just stood there and I was like,
okay.
Oh my God, have mercy.
Who hurt you?
I know, like, it's so... No, this one, she said everyone is trash, because now she was saying men are not the only ones. So even men, I mean, women cheat, women do this, women do that. So everyone is... And then she went further ahead to say, you just need to pick your garbage right. And I'm like, God did not create garbage. So in my head, I'm like, God, please have mercy on her.
Oh my
like,
God.
Let this just not be her entire life experience because of what she has to look at into her life. So I think it's very important to just take care of the things that we release out of our tongue. So
any insult against somebody because of their gender, that's what you're terming as speech. Sexist in speech, Okay. Well, a behavior I've experienced as sexist is, let me ask you, okay, did you go to like a mixed school?
High school?
No, either kindergarten,
primary, yes, but high school, no.
Okay. Did you ever experience this thing of if you are ahead, if you're performing better than a boy, they are being punished for that?
Who is being punished? The boy?
The boy. Because a girl has performed better than them.
Oh, really?
Have you ever experienced that?
I didn't see that in us.
In our school, it was there. It's, how can a girl be ahead of you? You are a boy. So this thing conditions the girls to know we are not supposed to be ahead there. We are not supposed to do the mathematics and sciences. Those are for the boys. For us, we need to succeed in home science and homemaking, languages and stuff. You see? So when a boy is punished because a girl performed better than them in school, you see, that boy will grow up knowing no woman should be ahead of me. And this is the kind of man who will grow up, and you find a woman who is a CEO, this man has to look down on her. He, how do I put it? He sort of treats this woman like
he can't come to terms with the fact that this woman is ahead of me, like she's my boss.
Because he was conditioned to know no girl should perform better than you.
Oh, like they were literally beaten.
Yeah, they were.
That's so bad.
And for us, the girls who performed better than the boys would talk down on us like, unajifanya juu ulinishinda, next time utaona. You know, it was always this competition. And in the competition, it's already decided that the boy is supposed to win.
Okay, so I think okay. That one we didn't have, but I think what I have seen in mixed schools, which maybe can be a form of sexism, but maybe it's a bit salient, it's subtle, is that now when a girl is a top performer, she is overpraised.
Okay.
So it's like it's such an achievement for a girl to be a top performer. So you're being overpraised, like, yes, ladies, girls are the ones who are now taking the like anybody can be a top performer. Anybody.
It's supposed to be anybody. It's not a boy or a girl.
When a girl has done well, let's appreciate. When a boy has done well, let's appreciate.
Equally.
Yeah.
And I think this should go out to the teachers especially. Stop encouraging the boys to always be
the ones who are taking position.
It doesn't make sense, because at the end of the day, this is the boy who will not accept a woman leader. This is the boy who will not accept a wife who earns more.
That's true.
You see, I just think that that should end. And both people should just be encouraged to perform.
Do your best.
Yes, just do your best. If a girl is ahead of you, it's not a girl that's ahead of you, it's someone else who just performed better than you. It doesn't mean you're inferior. You see? So I just found that very, very toxic.
That's very true.
I
think another behavior I'd consider sexist is when somebody's appraisal, or maybe like a lot of attention and praise is focused on their appearance rather than their attributes. So you are defined by how you look from the outward, other than who you are in the inside. Does that make sense?
Totally makes sense.
So I think that's the one that and I think that goes across the board, not just for women, even for men. I think I've had a lot of times, like, I don't know if you've seen, it was last year, I think it was last year, there was this thing going around. Police were just arresting random guys in dreads. I don't know if you saw it. It was last year. I think it was last year. I don't know if it made it to the news, but I think I just saw it making a lot of rounds on the socials. Just random guys would just be
for having dreads.
Yes, for having dreads. And so I was like, okay, so because a guy has dreads, they are perceived to be criminals. Yes. And so you really don't even know what this guy has done. Like, they did nothing, but just because he's in dreads. Same case goes to even in the corporate world. Like, a guy being brought, getting employment in the corporate world, you shouldn't be in dreads, because maybe they show you are like irresponsible, or I don't know. Somehow you put some meaning to dreads that. If a guy is in some negative meaning to dreads. So if a guy is in dreads, they shouldn't. Same case to even ladies. Just some maybe how you dress, or some. I mean, if maybe you see like the way. Okay, for me this is not a short skirt. But maybe you go somewhere, you're in a short something, you're a slut, or I mean you are likened to something. So judging people based on their appearances rather than their attributes.
Sexist.
I think that's sexist.
And even in the corporate, I think that one is experienced by women who are making it in the corporate. They are told you are getting promotions because you're beautiful.
You're beautiful. Yeah, exactly.
But
not because of their work.
It's not your brain. It's your curves. It's your body. You see.
It's what you give. Maybe even. Yeah.
And I was watching. There's a series on Netflix called The Smart Money Woman. It also has a book by Adese someone. So in this series, one of the characters is a woman. I can't remember the name, and she was a lawyer, very successful, making it in the farm, getting promotions, giving ideas that are really good. And her assistant was a man. So this man never took instructions from her because she was a woman, and so he would tell her, "How can you tell me to do stuff, yet you're a woman?" You see,
not in your place.
And you got here because you are beautiful. Very sexist.
Very, very, very. Even I think we even see it a lot in the media. Sometimes, like, you are there because you look a certain way. Or you have to earn that position because you look a certain way. If you're not handsome, not beautiful, please end up behind the scenes.
You don't qualify. And the unfortunate thing is that some men give work to beautiful women because they are beautiful, hoping in the future you're going to return the favor.
That was actually going to be somehow to my the other point, but it's okay. That's how
I've gone ahead of you.
It's okay, it's no problem.
Yeah, so in future, make sure you return the favor.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you get fired.
And you get fired.
Oh my God, it really happens. I have a friend of mine. She is a lawyer, actually. And one time we were just talking, and she told me she had to quit in the firm that she was working at because her colleagues, who are men, threatened to rape her because she was performing better than them. So they said they're going to discipline her.
Oh my God.
Explain to me. Explain
this is how
to
bad
me.
our society has been.
You know, I felt so bad, and I was like, if this is the society we are in,
like, how are children going to be growing?
You know, she had to quit.
Oh no.
For her safety. Remember, she's a lawyer.
Yeah.
These people threatening her are lawyers.
Are lawyers.
I'm done.
It's so bad.
I'm really done.
Really
yeah, so that's another one for me. It's it shouldn't be like that. Oh, that was your point.
Yeah, that was
about
it's okay.
how you look and
appearance
and appearance.
Yeah.
Okay. My point. Another thing I've experienced is men looking down on women who are in the same category or in the same area of expertise just because they think a woman shouldn't be successful in this area. You see, like, say a woman is a boda rider. Men will look down on her, yet they're also doing the same thing that she's doing.
Okay.
I was watching the news the other day when, you know, we had this boda scandal.
Yeah.
And one of the a woman was asked to answer a question, and she said that I've been in this business for 10 years, and every day I have to fight with men who want to steal my piki because they are saying, as a woman, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be a rider. You can imagine. And this I experienced, it was last year actually. I was in Nakuru CBD, and I had just parked. It was a one-way road, and I had just parked by the side. And I made sure if there's a car that wants to pass, it can fit. And this man decided, I am not going to obey that this is a one-way. I'm going to come as an oncoming car. So as he was coming, definitely he has blocked the ongoing.
Yeah.
So he looks at me and he's like, wewe songa na huko, unafunga barabara.
But in real sense,
I'm like, you're the one that is on the road, you see.
Yeah.
And he started telling me, ebu nisikilize, unajua wewe umeanza kuendesha juzi, unajua wasichana wadogo. And I'm like, oh my God, you think I cannot be? Yeah, I'm not good enough of a driver just because I'm young and I'm a woman.
Yeah, and then
I was like,
so
you know what, old man, I will take the higher road, and I will do what you're telling me for the sake of my own peace. You know.
Yeah, actually, no, it's a sad thing now that people now have to compromise for the sake of
imagine.
It's so sad that we've come to that level.
I was so disturbed.
Actually, what you've mentioned is actually interlinked with my another point that I had put down somewhere.
Yeah.
Is that there is sort of this analogy that there are careers meant for men and there are careers meant for women. Yeah, to a point that you really can't pursue your passion because you love something, but because it's meant for men or because it's meant for women, when I get into this thing. But I like how people now have defiled their odds.
Yeah,
I love how people,
especially women.
Yeah, even men, having men makeup artists, it was not a thing.
Yeah, it was.
Like, I love to see it, and they're doing a really good job.
It was always said a man who is a makeup artist is definitely
and
gay.
They're doing great. Yeah, even hairstylists who are men. I love getting
actually
into the salon
I would definitely go to a man to have my hair done because they are very perfect in it.
They're so good at it, even sometimes even better than we do. And I love to see how we have really chosen to defile the odds.
Yeah.
I think there's also some positive. I mean, how people have really chosen to go against the grain
Mm-hmm.
and become things that were really not, they didn't seem for them back in the day, or rather we've been brought up in a society where if you are a woman and you are a tractor driver or something, wewe you're a woman uko kwa mjengo, unafanya nini? Reminds me of those foreman jokes. I never said na any mwanamke. So
I get you.
So it's gone to that point where careers, there are certain careers that are for men, certain careers which is not right. Really.
And there's this there's a segment, is it on NTV or KTN? Mwanamke who? Citizen.
Mwanamke bomba.
Yeah. Whoever came up with that idea,
it was good.
Brilliant.
And they bring very, like, women who are really defiling the odds and doing things that they're said to be for men, but there's nothing like for a man, for a woman, as far as career is concerned.
Yes.
They're doing really great.
Amazing. So guys, this should be the end of part 1. If you're enjoying this conversation, you need to go on to Nonni's channel for part 2. You can't miss. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching part 1. Be sure to go on to Nonni Muthoni's channel. There's a link in the description. You can go watch from there. And let's keep the conversation going. I hope you're enjoying this.
I'm really, really enjoying.
I feel like my heart is on fire.
Like I think when we were starting, we were like very tense. Like this is such a sensitive topic. But as we are going on, I think it's becoming more lighter because we're talking about things we have seen and experienced. So if you're also enjoying it, please do be sure to comment. Share out in more experiences, other behaviors that you've seen that are sexist, and let us be part of this conversation.
Sure. Yes. So let's head on over to Nonni Muthoni's channel.
Be sure to subscribe to Rozitta's channel.
Please do.
Share this content. Give it a thumbs up. Comment. Share it as far and as wide as you can.
Yes, let's create awareness. I also think some of these things we do them out of innocence, and we feel like I didn't know that was sexist. So share and let somebody learn.
Let somebody know.
We're good?
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.